Do you find yourself giving up way too easily due to like the fear of criticism or like the lack of immediate results? If so, then this video is for you. Welcome back to my channel, Jordan Mind, Body, and Soul, where we learn to take care of ourselves, mind, body, and soul. And if you're new to this channel, then welcome. This channel is just about ways we can take care of ourselves mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, whatever it is, so that we can lead our best lives. And if you are a returning subscriber or viewer, then welcome back. Thank you so much. Let's get started. So as always, I have a story to help bring everything into focus. And the moral of this story altogether is you give up too easily. So the other day, I think it might have been 2 weeks ago actually, my bonus baby was asking for assistance with something. And I like to observe him and Legend. I really look at both of them in everything that they do. And I noticed sometimes, 9 times out of 10, before he asks for help, it's actually something he could do on his own. And I'm working with him, like getting the confidence to just go ahead and do it on his own before he even asks for help. So I'll do one of two things. I'll ask him, I'll be like, how many times did you try? Whatever it is I'm helping with, I'll be like, how many times did you try? And a lot of times, again, I'm watching him already. So I'm seeing, okay, he can do this. He just has to be patient. So the other day we were working with something, and then he just flat out was like, JoJo, can you help me? And I told him, I said, try it again. Try it again. You give up. You give up way too easily. Try it again. And he tried it again. And almost effortlessly, like, I don't know if he just needed the extra assistance or encouragement, like letting him know that I believe he can do it. I know that you can do it. I don't know if that's what he needed, but he tried it again and it worked. He completed the task. There are so many times in life that I find myself doing the same exact thing. And it isn't really until hindsight, like after I do it, I'm like, okay, it wasn't that bad. But the process of getting any task done now, especially like since things seem to be getting crazy and harder in the world, is like draining, it's daunting. And the biggest thing that I'm learning to focus in on right now is not giving up. So I always say that when I make these videos, I'm also speaking to myself. I'm speaking to the part of me that needs to hear this motivation. I'm speaking to the part of me that needs the motivation, and instead of like finding another way to project it, I put it into others. And I want to tell you right now, if you are a person who feels like the fear of criticism is holding you back, you have to let that go. You have to let that go. In theory, the fear of something like criticism, it makes sense because our overall goal is to protect ourselves, right? We're looking at it as a way to protect us from hearing something harsh, from experiencing cruelty. We're trying to protect ourselves, right? But a lot of those times, that same method in fear of criticism and those things that we implement and we stop ourselves from doing due to the fear of criticism or, a reaction is actually what's paralyzing us and what's keeping us from growing. I want to also mention that a lot of times the things we are afraid of people thinking or things we feel like people are going to say are things that are in our head, are not things other people are thinking, are not things that other people may even say if they are thinking it, right? And in that mix, we do know that if it is a fear of criticism for whatever it is, let's say you're crafting a t-shirt company and you're like, I'm really afraid of this slogan, or, I'm afraid of what people are going to say about the material and all these things. Well, first off, you're not going to be able to please everyone, right? And most people are just going to be okay. Like, they're going to be like, oh, this is okay. They may not think it's great. They may not think it's horrible, right? Most people are just going to feel like it's okay. But it's going to be very few people that go out of their way and have the extremes that we usually put in our head or think that people are going to have or say about us. Even if that is the case, and a person does go to that level, does hit the extreme and says something very harsh, there is power. There is so much power in showing up for yourself and being consistent and being present in moments where you really have fear, where you really feel like you could be doing something else that is less risky, that is less scary, right? But at that same time, playing safe isn't going to save you either. So you have to find that happy balance. And I'm telling that as a story of something that I'm working with personally, especially being someone who's trying to build her YouTube channel. I'm not trying, I am. Especially as someone who's building her YouTube channel and putting myself out on the internet. Like, yeah, y'all, like, I get nervous sometimes. Like, people are gonna say this or people are gonna do this. And at the end of the day, people are gonna do some of those things possibly, right? But it doesn't matter. What matters is my goal. What matters is my objective. Because watch this. If you decide to give someone the power to stop you from making a certain post, or to stop you from showing up for yourself, or stop you from, going to some event for your business, you are giving that person so much power. You're giving that person too much power. Because this is how I think about it, right? If I look at my YouTube channel as an opportunity to express myself, and an opportunity to build a brand and a business that's gonna help me open up other doors, right? And I stop myself because, someone might say this. Someone might try to do this. And it's still a hypothetical, right? Didn't happen yet. But I stop myself from taking action. Then I have to look myself in the face every day for the rest of my life and tell myself that I did not accomplish those dreams. I did not accomplish those goals because of this hypothetical person, hypothetical situation. That's tough. And that's a lot of power to give a person. People in general. Let's say that it does happen, right? And you decide that you want to give up or you don't want to keep going anymore because of it. Again, you still have to look yourself in the mirror. You have to go to sleep with yourself at the end of the day, knowing you're giving this person, this group of people, that much power. Nobody should have that much power over your life. Nobody. The second reason I find people giving up often, or even find myself wanting to give up, is due to the lack of immediate results, right? Especially in this world, especially today, we're so used to like vending machine responses. Like we put something in, something comes out. And it's like this, right? Especially with the internet. And sometimes like with brands and businesses that take a little bit more time, or even with something like social media, you might have a few videos that do really well, and then you have other videos, you're like, these are good, there's gems in here, but they don't do as well, right? We tend to give up because we're not seeing it flow the way we think it should in a moment, or the way we want it to in a given moment. But it doesn't mean that it never will. You have to think of your dreams and your goals and the things that you put into place. So if you're, maybe making different perfume brands or different candle scents, you're promoting different videos, like whatever it is that you are creating, think of it like a library. Think of it like a huge archive of your life, of your candles, of whatever it is, right? You may not have a person pick up that product or watch that video today, but it doesn't mean that they never will. It doesn't mean that this video is sent out into the abyss and it's never going to be viewed again. Like, that's not the case. I can tell you from experience that, especially with YouTube, it's like a long-term game, and you have to be committed and you have to be consistent, because I have videos that sometimes take a year before they start getting momentum. And I'm like, people are commenting and saying stuff, and I'm like, I forgot what that video was even about. I have to go watch it myself. So it's like, sometimes, yes, you do have that immediate reaction, but sometimes things take time. Things grow. So detach from feeling like you need to see your results today. What you do have to do today is show up. What you do have to do today is put in some work. And then from that, your fruits will bloom. But don't think that you're just going to automatically plant your seed and then outsprout whatever it is you're looking for. It's not always the case. And when people don't see that, they start giving up. they start saying, oh, well, maybe this isn't working for me. Well, oh, this, because you have some people who are like, oh, YouTube's in easy mode. Or they have people that's like, how to gain 10,000 subscribers in 24 hours. So we have these ideas and concepts that things are supposed to happen immediate, when you want them, how you want them. But that's not the case. You have divine timing. You have perfect timing. As long as you continue to do the work and you are in place and you are doing what you know you should be doing, what you want to do deep down in your heart, it's going to work out how you want it to work out. But you have to be willing to be a part of your process. You can't give up. Another example. Today, I really didn't want to record a video. Like, I had already put in my mind today I wasn't going to record a video. But Terry was like, well, we're going to go to the park after I record. He was like, well, I guess we can go to the park, when you're done recording after Legend takes his nap. He said that, and I was like, in my head, I was like, I wasn't going to record today. But when he said that, I was like, okay, this is confirmation. I need to do it. I need to show up. And now that I am showing up, now that I am recording, I actually feel really good and a little more empowered than I did at the beginning of the day. But it's like that. It's a journey. It's a process. It's a marathon. Whatever it is, you have to tell yourself. So you being consistent, you being persistent, is you showing up for yourself even when you really don't want to, even when you don't see the results, okay? Because your day and your time is still going to come. Another thing I want you to keep in mind, and Terry taught me this, and I was like, this is a word. All it takes is one, right? Even me personally, like, sometimes I get really overwhelmed when I start thinking about, like, I gotta do this and I gotta do that, and I want this business and I want that business, and I know I'm gonna do the work to get it. I know I'm gonna have it. So I tell myself it's already planned out because it's gonna happen. I see it, I'm going for it. But sometimes I'm like, how? Well, how? And I'm sitting there trying to figure out, like, the smallest details of how. And he says, all it takes is one. And I try to tell myself and keep myself motivated with that, because this kind of ties into the last concept when I was like, the immediate attention and the immediate feedback that we seek. All it takes is one. All it takes is one person to promote your business and people are like, oh my God, this is amazing. One. All it takes is one video for people to find and they're like, this is it. I love her. One. All it takes is one day where you decide to sit down, buckle down, knock out as much as you can, and you see progress like you've never seen for your brand, for your business. All it takes is one. So be consistent and show up for yourself. You can't give up, because a lot of us give up right before we're going to make it. And you don't know that you were going to make it because you gave up. So here's some strategies to develop some perseverance that have worked for me. The first one is breaking down goals. So as I share with you guys now, as I'm like in my journey, I am going to have multiple businesses. But the one that I'm focused in, like tuned in on, is building my YouTube channel, because y'all know I'm a Sag and I get distracted like this, and I'll have one plan and then I'll go over here, then I have one plan and I back this way, and then before you know it, I have a lot of startups, a lot of things, a lot of plans that like I wrote down, but the execution fails. So I'm at a time in my life where I'm learning to be disciplined and focused in on one thing at a time, right? So what I do for my YouTube channel is, and this is, if you're trying to build your channel too, take note. Every day I have something. Every day I show up. That's how I look at it. If you're building a brand, let's say you have a store or something, you want to be open as much as possible, right? So that's how I look at it. So every day I have a short posting and I have a post. So for your post, you could do a quote, you could do a picture, you could do whatever you want. And then you can set your schedule. You can do it every day for your long form videos, but set a schedule for how often you want those to post, right? This organization strategy that you develop for your YouTube or for any business, it's going to make it so that every day you are putting out a point of contact, right? So not everybody is going to watch a short, but they might check out the long form. They might not check out the long form, but they check out the short. Maybe they don't check out either, but they see the post. You get what I'm saying? So it gives options. You have to be available. You have to think, like when restaurants, for an example, let's say McDonald's. Like McDonald's is open every day, right? But every day, people don't order, everything on the menu. You know what I'm saying? There's some things that are like the least ordered item, but it doesn't mean that they're going to necessarily take it off of the menu just because it's the least ordered item, because one day someone is going to come in for it. That goes back to the archive concept. The more you build onto your business, the more you put into your archive, gives you more credibility, gives you more basis for people to touch back on for your content, for your brand, for whatever it is. So that's part of you not giving up, because when you don't give up, then you have that extra video, you have that extra post that someone will find eventually, right? Next, you want to use your platforms, technology, if you can, other people to assist you as much as you can. I have to get out of the mind of me doing it all by myself, like right now. So for some of my videos, like I need assistance. I need Terry to check the placement of the camera. I need him to take pictures for me. Getting out of the mindset of it all has to be done by yourself. Another thing, like if you are building your YouTube channel, is YouTube allows the feature of you to schedule a post. That has been my saving grace, and I am so thankful for that feature, because as of like right now, I can schedule videos out as far as I want to. And that means that on that day, I still get to show up, but still be doing whatever else I need to do. You know what I'm saying? And so you have to find like the different ways, depending on what your brand is, that you can show up and that you can be present without always having to make that commitment now. This is going to help you in those times or in those days where you're not motivated. I'm going to be 100% honest with you. To go with like the immediate results vibe, a lot of times this is what happens. People are motivated when they see a lot of feedback, right? So when I see a video doing really well and people are commenting, or like I'm getting a lot of views, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm motivated. I got to keep going. But when that dries up sometimes, then you're like, oh, I don't really feel the motivation. So you can't feed off of that, right? Finding and implementing those strategies that help you push it forward. So like technically, although I may be like, no, I'm not motivated, it's already scheduled out. So I'm already ahead of the game, even if right now in this moment I'm having like an off day. You have to find those different, and it's so vast nowadays. You can hire people on Fiverr, so depending on what it is you're looking for, you can get someone to help you. There's technology. You can ask chat questions if you need help with like an outline, or bouncing ideas off of a person. You're like, I don't have anyone to talk to. You could talk to chat. There's other sources you can do that are going to help you implement it to stay consistent. Don't lose your momentum because you feel like you don't know how. Just start. Just keep planning. So lastly, I just want to remind you that past experiences improve future outcomes. And all that really means is that use all of your experiences, all of your accomplishments, all of your quote unquote failures, right, as a means to build your future, as a way to critique your craft. Because there's really no wrong way to show up as yourself authentically, especially if your brand or your business is centered around promoting yourself or promoting like something you believe in. There's no wrong way to do it other than to not do it. You just have to show up, and you have to be there for yourself, and you cannot give up. I'm going to tell you right now, from the bottom of my heart, there are so many times and so many reasons I can write why I feel like giving up sometimes, but I don't. And it's tough, and I'm hoping that you have like a supportive partner or a supportive team, or just energy that constantly reminds you that your presence is needed, that your business is needed, your brand is needed. Because yes, you can say, oh, this person does it or this person does it, but they're not you, and the world needs a you, right? So continue to show up for yourself. Lastly, you guys know I like these videos to be like helpful for other people. Let me know the strategies that you've currently implemented that are helping you with your perseverance journey, and I share with you mine, and those are the things that are truly working for me, and I know that they can work for other people, so I really want to make sure I share them. But y'all, let us know what's working for you. Maybe someone else can take some ideas or some lessons off of you. And don't forget, take care of yourself, mind, body, and soul, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.